The idea of forbidding a woman from doing something in a relationship is one of the most misguided strategies a man can adopt. It may look firm on the surface. It may feel like control, leadership, or protection. In reality, it is short-sighted, ineffective, and often destructive. Prohibition does not create loyalty. It creates pressure, and pressure, when sealed instead of released, always finds a way out. When a woman wants to go somewhere, a girls' night, a club, a corporate event, a party, the place itself is irrelevant. What matters is the internal motivation behind that desire. She is seeking something from the experience, emotion, attention, excitement, validation, stimulation, flirtation, a feeling of being wanted. None of that disappears simply because someone says, "You can't." You can stop the action temporarily. You cannot erase the desire, and trying to do so is like blocking a pipe already filled with pressure. The blockage may hold for a while, but the pressure continues to build. It bubbles, it swells, and eventually it explodes, usually at the worst possible moment, years later, when lives are intertwined, when children exist, when consequences are no longer theoretical. Only an inexperienced man tries to control a woman through rules. A more perceptive man understands something crucial. Control does not reveal truth. It conceals it. Instead of forbidding, he observes. Instead of suppressing behavior, he allows conditions where reality can surface naturally. Consider a woman who dresses provocatively. The instinctive reaction is confrontation, accusations, demands to change, moral lectures. But there is a far more revealing approach. Calm acknowledgement. Not approval, not jealousy, just awareness. A simple statement that she looks good, that others probably notice. No anger, no demand. At first, she may deny it. She may pretend not to notice the attention. She may downplay it, act unaware, insist that no one is looking. But something changes when she realizes there is no punishment attached to honesty. When fear disappears, truth begins to surface. Eventually, she will mention the attention herself. She will describe how someone stared, how it made her uncomfortable, how she didn't know where to look. Yet her behavior remains unchanged. The clothes stay revealing. The presentation stays bold. The contradiction tells you everything. The words say one thing, the actions say another. Desire expresses itself through behavior, not through explanations. A woman who craves male attention should be allowed to consume it freely. Restriction only delays discovery. Permission accelerates it. The fastest way to understand someone's true nature is not to limit them, but to let them act without fear. If she wants to go to a club, let her go. If she wants to stay out late, let her stay. If she wants to be admired, noticed, flirted with, indulged, allow it. If she returns energized, glowing, intoxicated by attention, then you have learned something invaluable. That knowledge is worth far more than years spent enforcing rules that only taught her how to lie better. The same principle applies to everyday interactions. If another man openly stares, reacting with jealousy clouds perception. Calm observation clarifies it. When fear of reaction disappears, behavior becomes visible. The mistake many men make is believing that control equals safety. In reality, control only teaches deception. A woman who is monitored learns to hide. A woman who is restricted learns to lie. A woman who is free has no reason to conceal anything. Until children enter the picture, a relationship is a testing phase. This period exists for evaluation, not enforcement. It is not meant for masking flaws or forcing compatibility. It is meant for understanding who someone truly is under minimal constraint. When a woman asks whether a photo is too revealing, panic is the worst possible response. Judgment creates performance. Neutrality invites authenticity. When there is nothing to fear, there is nothing to hide. Freedom does not corrupt healthy people. It reveals unhealthy ones. A woman with no hidden cravings will not celebrate unlimited freedom. In fact, it may make her uneasy. She may feel unsettled by the absence of control. She may question whether she truly matters. But a woman driven by unresolved needs will respond very differently. She will brighten, she will flourish, she will lean into permissiveness, and that reaction speaks louder than any confession ever could. Jealousy plays a deceptive role in attraction. Psychological studies have shown that desire can intensify in the presence of perceived competition. A woman surrounded by attention can suddenly appear more valuable, not because she changed, but because the environment did. This creates a dangerous illusion. Is she truly exceptional, or is the mind reacting to scarcity and rivalry? Place the same woman in two environments. In isolation, familiarity sets in. Idealization fades. Flaws become visible. Desire stabilizes. But place her in an environment full of attention, validation, and admirers, and perception shifts. Qualities are projected that may not exist. Depth, intelligence, uniqueness, created by context, not character. This is why isolation does not preserve attraction, and freedom does not destroy it. What matters is how a woman behaves when freedom is present. If freedom leads to escalation, flirtation, and compulsive validation seeking, the issue is not liberty, it is internal structure. A woman with strong internal boundaries does not require external ones. The most dangerous belief a man can hold is that commitment will correct instability. Before responsibility, life is light. There are no real constraints, no exhaustion, no sacrifice. If instability exists during ease, it will multiply under pressure. Responsibility amplifies character. It does not reshape it. Traits do not disappear after commitment. They intensify. Stress reveals what comfort conceals. Prohibitions also create a silent ledger. Every restriction is remembered. Compliance does not equal acceptance. Resentment accumulates quietly. Months pass. Years pass. And when a boundary is eventually crossed, justification follows naturally. I earned this. Control becomes moral ammunition. The real threat in a relationship is not parties, colleagues, social media, or admirers. The threat is incompatible character and unmet psychological needs. Restrictions do not eliminate these. They disguise them. If peace requires constant policing, the foundation is already unstable. That is not a relationship. That is damage management. One of the most revealing tests is to restrict something insignificant. A minor preference, a trivial behavior, something non-essential. A woman who values the relationship will shrug it off. A woman already detached will react defensively, with outrage or accusations. The reaction exposes the truth. Attention toward other men is common. Accusations lead nowhere. They only teach caution. Calm acknowledgement removes masks. When fear of reaction disappears, honesty emerges. Truth surfaces in the absence of punishment. Neutrality is the most powerful test. When reactions disappear, incentives to deceive vanish. Behavior becomes observable rather than hidden. Most people do not operate from deep moral cores. They operate from social constraints. Fear of judgment, fear of consequences, fear of exposure. Remove those constraints and character reveals itself. A woman with internal values recoils instinctively from violations. A woman without them negotiates. Negotiation is not refusal, it is preparation. When conditions are discussed instead of boundaries asserted, the answer has already shifted. Character does not appear suddenly. If it is absent at maturity, it does not materialize later. Freedom is not about encouraging betrayal. It is about ensuring that if betrayal is possible, it happens before irreversible commitments are made. It is better to learn the truth early than to discover it after lives are intertwined. Restriction does not prevent loss. It postpones revelation. Freedom accelerates truth. A stable woman does not unravel under freedom. An unstable one does. No amount of rules can transform one into the other. The lesson is not domination. It is discernment. Not control, but clarity. Not restriction, but standards. And when standards are violated, the response is not argument. It is distance. That is how truth is revealed. That is how time is saved. That is how damage is avoided.